Let me start by saying the worst 4 words you can hear in medicine. Your labs are normal. Hi, I'm Labron Allen, the founder of the Natural Health Clinic and lead clinician. Yes, that might be the most dangerous phrase in medicine today. Because normal, it simply doesn't mean healthy. It means average. And here's the problem with average. The average person today is metabolically unhealthy. So if your labs are normal, you're probably just average. Inside a sick population, unfortunately, I see this all the time. People come into the clinic, they don't look healthy. They have weight issues, hair loss, skin problems, low energy, they can't sleep well, they have hormone issues. The list goes on and on. But they've almost, to the person, all been told, everything looks fine. No, it does not. We're just measuring the wrong things. Here's how normal ranges in labs actually work. Picture a bell curve. They take a population, throw out the extremes, and call everything in the middle normal. But what happens when the population gets sicker, gets more morbidly obese, just gets unhealthier in general? Well, the normal range shifts with it. So now dysfunction gets labeled as normal. There's a huge blind spot at that point. One of the biggest blind spots that is in medicine today is glucose. Well, physicians love to measure glucose, don't they? But they almost never check insulin. This is just one example of how labs can be normal, but there's actually an underlying metabolic issue. So it's a huge problem when insulin is not checked, because insulin is the real driver of the glucose. You can have perfectly normal blood sugar while your insulin is literally through the roof. Insulin goes high first. 15, 20 years later, glucose finally starts to rise. So by the time you're pre-diabetic, this has actually been a process that's been building for decades. So what should you actually look at? Fasting glucose. Ranges between 2 and 6 are ideal. 8 is concerning, and then 10 to 12 is at a much higher risk. Now, some physicians will still call 10 to 12 normal. It's not. Then you also have an entirely different lab that is really never run. It's called an HOMA-IR. This tells you if you're developing insulin resistance early. Normal labs simply don't mean you're healthy. They mean that you haven't broken down to the point yet to get a red flag. So if you feel off, you have low energy, stubborn weight, digestive or hormonal issues, but you've been told everything is normal, there's a reason. Most people we see in the clinic are not lacking discipline. Their body simply isn't functioning correctly. So please, click the link below, watch the short video, and I'll show you exactly what we look at and why so many people have stayed stuck for years.